Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm going to be scrolling through the Woodstock Chimes website, just talking about some of the chimes, my opinions on them. I know I forget who did this. Wind Chime Lover and Mr. Christmas Lover did this video where he gave his opinion on the Woodstock chimes. So I'm going to do the same. So I'm just looking at all wind chimes right now, no particular collection. Of course, number one, Chimes of Neptune. Still selling these for the same price, but they slashed the quality and the sound quality in half. I think any Chimes of Neptune made in the last like 5 or 6 years, so 2020 on, they changed the tubes to be like extra thin, so they sound like shit now. But listen to the sound file. That's what the old Neptune sounds like, and they just didn't bother updating it to show what the actual sound is. But Amazing Grace Media, okay, enough of Neptune. Let's go on Amazing Grace Large. I don't know why the bronze is so much cheaper than the silver. I always kind of like this chime. It's a good chime. It was never like really high on my list. I've never been a huge Amazing Grace fan, but not a bad chime. Amazing Grace Medium. I feel like this is the most popular Woodstock chime ever. I feel like everybody has one of these, at least. The Bells of Paradise 44-inch. It's a good chime. Hot take, though. I know some of you like the Bells of Paradise better than the Wind Singers. I'm kind of a normie, and I like Wind Singer better. I know you can come after me, but I don't. I don't mind the Bells of Paradise 44-inch. It's not one that's really high on my list, especially for the price. Not a huge fan of the green one, though. I like bronze. I think if I were to get one of these, I'd get the bronze one. Evergreen Chimes of Neptune, not the best color. There's a lot better Encore colors than that. Chimes of Comfort is really stupid. I'm pretty sure this is just the Amazing Grace Medium. Let's listen. Yeah, that is, look, they look the same. Amazing Grace Medium, Comfort, same price, 60 and 60. Like, why? Like, I don't get it. I do like the bronze looks decent on Amazing Grace Medium, and it's like the bronze is cheaper again. I don't know why that. But also like the Chimes of Earth. Never was a huge take me out to the ball game chime fan. Just doesn't interest me. Um, I like the Bluebells of Paradise better than that Rainforest Green one, so that's not a bad color. Love, love, love Space Odyssey. Probably one of the best sounding Woodstock chimes in my opinion. What is this one? Oh yeah, this is the one that's the Seascapes Large is the one that's identical to Lun. And they kept this one and got rid of Chimes of Lun because this one comes in two sizes, I guess. This one it doesn't look bad though. Like I wouldn't if I didn't already have the Chimes of Lun, I wouldn't mind that one, but I don't know what this one is. Sounds like Chimes of Pluto but with one less note, so I'll pass on that. This one is cool. Crystal Silence. This is a good Sullivan's chime, I think. That's one of the better ones that Sullivan's has made. I really like that. Not a huge fan of this Adagio Spanish Garden one. Just doesn't really sound that great to me. I don't like the small Amazing Grace. They're too like high pitched. Yeah, no. This one's a good one. The Butterfly Farewell Magical Mysteries. I like this. Yeah, that's cool. Earth again, Pluto. I'm glad they still keep Pluto pretty cheap compared to like the other ones. Like Pluto's like not a bad value. Some of the other prices are like on some of the other chimes on here are just like ridiculous. Westminster, I'm not sure if the Westminster is identical to Venus if they have the same notes. They sound like pretty much the same, but I'll have to look at like the note chart. Uh, Pretty good chime though. I don't mind this one. I love the Gregorian baritone, but I don't love the $200 price tag. Like, if this wasn't so much, I would get a new one since my baritone is falling apart. But I love how this it's an 8 tube and it's a like medium large chime. It's just a great sound to me. Mindfulness chime, not a huge fan of those. I don't like the Black Bells of Paradise. What is this? I don't mind the Bells of Paradise 54 inch. It's the same notes as Orpheus, but Orpheus has way thicker tubes, so it sounds less clangy. So I would definitely get an Orpheus over this, but this one doesn't sound bad. This is an interesting color, this black teak. I know like a lot of you probably don't like that combo, but I think that's actually a pretty cool color combo, and it's pretty unique, so I like that. Don't even get me started on this one. I'm not going to play the sound file. Hate the chakra chime. No way. This is overpriced. The Amazing Grace medium with the stained glass. No thanks. And I should have included this one, the healing chime, in my most hated Woodstock video because I cannot stand this chime. I think it sounds so annoying. It's ugly, and I don't like that style of like the rows of chimes instead of like the traditional round. Seascapes medium. What does this one sound like? Sounds alright. I love Eclipse. It's my probably my favorite encore chime. The Mindfulness Large kind of reminds me of the chimes of Baja. It looks like similar with those like the note spiral. I don't know what you'd even call that, but yeah, evergreen. Chimes of Ireland. That's not a bad chime. Oh, it's on sale. I like that one. Not a big craftsman. I don't like any chime that has square tubes. Just not for me. I don't know why. Not a huge fan of this one, the Taj Mahal. That's probably my least favorite Magical Mysteries. I just don't think it sounds great. Gregorian Alto, that's a good one. Okay, I do not like the Bells of Paradise 68 inch. I just think it sounds very hollow and not resonant enough. I think Apollo, even though I don't really like the chimes of Apollo either, I think Apollo sounds better. It's just, I don't know, something about this Bells of Paradise 68 inch and the Apollo, I just not a huge fan of. Affirmation charm over the rainbow. Yeah, that one sounds kind of boring. I love the Gregorian tenor. That's a really nice one. Nice 8 tube. I, that's kind of a neat color. I don't mind that. That like I don't even know what color that is, but I kind of like that. What else we got? This Amazing Grace Heavenly, that's not a bad chime in my opinion, like, but I'll show you the problem I have with the Amazing Grace chimes if we look at the note diagram. So even though it um what does it say? 6 tubes. Even though it's a 6 tube, it shit. I didn't mean to add that to the cart. God damn. So you got one note here. This note is identical to this note. This note is identical to this note. So it's really only one, two, three, four different notes on all the Amazing Grace chimes, and I don't really like that. I think if it's gonna be a 6 tube, it should be 6 different notes. But regardless, it doesn't sound bad. That's just my preference. Sounds similar to the Gregorian baritone, just with half the notes. I love this color. This is one of my favorite encore colors, the verdigris or whatever. I just really like. I would love a Chimes of Earth and verdigris or the blue wash. Those are my two favorite. I don't like antique silver. That's a bad color in my opinion. It just looks like tarnished. Not my thing. Mm, Chimes of Orion. I kind of like the Chimes of Orion. It's not high on my list of ones to get though, but I wouldn't mind it. Not a huge Paco Buchanan fan, even though I have one of these. It's probably my least favorite Woodstock chime that I own. What else? I don't know what these are. I like the Bells of Paradise 32 inch. I know I said I like Windsinger better, but I think this is a pretty good sounding smaller chime. I just don't like, I like this, like the traditional colors. I like the bronze. I don't like the new, like monochrome, crazy colored ones. Okay, I'm not a fan of this color either. This Harbor Gray. That reminds me of the antique silver, and I don't like that. Olympus, love Olympus. That's a classic. More stupid bells. Okay. Hate, hate, hate the Clair de Lune. That just looks unnatural. Like, what is that? And it sounds equally as bad. Oh, yeah, that's rough. That's only 2 stars. This isn't a bad one. I know I said I don't like how Amazing Graces only have the 4 notes, but the Magical Mysteries one makes up for it with its octave doubling. That's a cool sounding one. Hate the Blown in the Wind chime, sounds bad. Black and Teak, I kind of like that, honestly. Tibetan Prayer chime, what does it sound like? Sounds alright. Not a huge Gregorian soprano fan, again, too, like, high pitched. And no, 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 no chakra chime. I like the Singing in the Rain ones, especially the large one. That's a nice. I'm pretty sure that's a Sullivan's chime too, but I really like them. More variations of Amazing Grace. Like, how many variations are they gonna make of the Amazing Grace? It's ridiculous. Love Orpheus. If I were to get an Orpheus though, I prefer the silver. I've seen like when people get the black wind singers, they like the paint like can chip really easily and it like tarnishes almost. So I think the silver would just hold up better in the elements. Bali, I love Chimes of Bali. That's a nice classic one. Love this blue wash earth. That's probably my favorite encore color. And I hate these black alto. I think I don't know what else ones come in this solid black, but that just no, not for me. These are just I would love to get this encore. I mean, Chimes of Neptune and the Verdigris if they didn't sound like shit now. Like if there was like an older one that sounded good, that would be my preferred color for a Neptune. What else we got? Now we're just getting into like the random stuff. Okay, another black on black. I don't like that, especially on Chimes of Earth. I think that looks really bad. I don't really like the Chimes of Saturn and Titan. They just, I don't know, they're kind of a funky sound and funky size for me. This is kind of a interesting one. Again, another Amazing Grace variation. Like, I think this one sounds good, but I don't know. It's expensive, first of all, and I don't really see the point of it. Like, it sounds just like an Amazing Grace large, but a little better. But I wouldn't buy it. It's too expensive, obviously. Chimes of Provence. I liked the old color scheme on Provence better with like the greener color and the lighter color tubes. I don't know, they still sound the same, but I'm just not as big of a fan of this blue on blue. This is a pretty decent Sullivan's chime. That I kind of like that one. Chimes of Mozart. Eh, I used to like this one. It's not a bad chime, like sound, but again, first of all, it's only a 5 tube, and second of all, again, look, it has the duplicate note thing that I don't like. So really, it's only four, four different notes. And okay, this one's kind of interesting. This like reminds me, it looks like a JW Stenard Moonlight, but it only has six tubes, and I'm pretty sure the Moonlight has eight. It doesn't sound bad either. I just think the Moonlight sounds way better, and that is pricey. $100 for that? Like, no. Kyoto, that's a classic. I like that one. Okay, wait. Don't. Did they just literally just up the price $50? Because I swear to God, when I was like doing like a video or something the other day, it was 900, and now it's saying it's 950. Get the fuck out of here. That's fuck that. I'm giving. I know you can't see me right now. I'm giving the finger to Sullivan's right now. If they think they can charge like 950 for a made in China chime, the freaking Music of the Spheres bass, even that thing is cheaper than this, and that's a made in the USA chime. It's not quite at the level of the 78-inch Corinthian though, but I'll give points to the Corinthian over this, because at least that's made in the US and it sounds better, but that's fucked. I can't believe that. I like this, the Rainforest Bali, even though it is a Chimes of Bali, that's a cool color scheme, that green and that bronze. I really like that one. I also really like the Celtic chime. I've always liked just how it sounds and looks. That's a good one. Bavaria, I like that color too, that dark green, and it sounds pretty good as well. I like the Tuscany probably the most out of Tuscany, Province, and Bavaria, but they're all really good chimes, the three of them. I've never liked the stupid horse one. It doesn't sound good, doesn't look good. Calypso Island. That's a nice one. It's a nice smaller one. I'm pretty sure they discontinued the My Sweetheart one, which was really similar to this. I can't remember what it sounds like though, for the life of me. But I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm pretty sure it's gone though. Yeah, there's Tuscany. Tuscany is cool because it's a nine tube, and I don't really know any other nine tube chimes. Is this the one that the Tree of Life is the Parch replica? Oh yeah, that's same as Parch, same sound file. They should have kept Parch. I don't know why the hell they have that. Bach. I used to like the chimes of Bach. They're just not for me anymore. I just don't like that, like, high. It's a little high pitched for me. I'm not huge into that. I'm also not a fan of the bronze wind singers. I think the bronze should be just left to Bells of Paradise. Because when I think of wind singer, I just think of, silver and black. So, okay, why is my thing frozen? Okay, we're back. Here's my next hot take. I like Athena. What? Why is it glitching? I like Athena better than the Bells of Paradise 44 inch. It just sounds so much more resonant because it is. It has like the tube thickness is like almost twice as like thick, so it resonates longer, and I just really like resonance, so I like Athena better. I don't know. I hate this soloist meditation when it sounds really bad to me. Um, do I have any other hot takes on any of these? Okay, I like this one. That Oh, even that sounds like a parch. That's literally a parch with the wood thing in the middle. No, no bronze, especially not Apollo. Yep. 950, are you kidding me? Not a big Apollo fan. I like Java though. That's a nice one. Okay, now we're getting into like the Sullivan's garbage. I'm gonna go through them fast because I don't have much. Not a big Mozart or Polaris fan. I like Polaris is okay. Not a big Mozart medium guy though. Love the wedding chime. And wedding chime again has duplicate notes, which I hate when they do that. It has this one is duplicate, this one is duplicate. So it's an 8 tube, but really it's only 6 notes. But I'll give it a pass because it sounds really good. I don't know anything about these Latin trio ones. I could couldn't give a fuck about them, honestly. These are ugly. I hate these. These decor. Like, what the heck is this? That just. I don't know what that. That's awful. Another Latin. I don't know what. Like, what do these even sound like? I don't know. Not this. Kind of a boring chime, honestly. Didn't they discontinue an Apollo? Like, they got rid of the black Apollo or something, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't know. Okay, now we're into like the Sullivan's junk. I don't know. That's just really weird looking to me. I don't think that one sounds bad, but yeah, here's another. Eh. It's not the worst Sullivan's one though. I'll show you the worst Sullivan's one. Okay, the Love is Love one is pretty bad, but this is a bad one. This doesn't even look like a Woodstock. This looks like something you'd get at frickin' Dollar General. I don't even know what the hell that is. Ugly color. Now we're in the. Where's the really bad? Okay, this is not even. This is just they're buying some like wholesale like Chinese junk wind chime and they're slapping their brand on it. Like, because this Woodstock chimes don't have like this big hook. Like that's like the cheaper knockoff chimes. Woodstock chimes only have a loop or the string loop. They don't have this. Like what? That's not even a Woodstock. These are the ones I hate these. This is doesn't even look like a Woodstock. What is that? I'm not even gonna bother listening to that. They don't even bother showing what this one looks like, but this probably looks like equally as bad. If there's one thing I hate more than the monochrome Bells of Paradise, it's whatever you call this. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't think there's been a worse sound or looking wind chime. Let's see what it sounds like though. It sounds like crap. Anyways, that's about it. So I'm gonna end this video now so you can react to it, do whatever you want.